what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys, the latest physique updates of Horse MD. Now, just 1 week out from the 2024 Arnold Classic Ohio, and he looks phenomenal. A bunch of most musculars here. Size-wise, he looks big. Conditioning-wise, he looks conditioned. And I actually heard Milos say lately, and Milos Sarcev is coaching Horse MD, that Horse is actually over 6 foot. I believe he said he thinks he's 6'1". I didn't realize he was that tall. So when we hear some of these weights from Horse, like 273 at a couple weeks out, keep in mind the height. So the height is definitely a big factor in that weight, because most bodybuilders are 5'9" or shorter. So Horse will be one of the taller guys, if not one of the tallest guys in this lineup, maybe next to Samson. But I said it in the last video, and I'll say it again. Just, man, all of these guys in this lineup, even the guys that aren't as big of names, even the guys that haven't won shows like Horse MD, they're bringing it. These guys are not messing around, and everybody looks phenomenal. And it's just, this is going to be a fun show to watch, because while I think, you know, we got this top two here where everybody thinks it's going to be Samson and Hottie, almost any of these guys could be battling for third place. So many of them look phenomenal, Horse included, and I'm so fascinated to see how big of a factor he's going to be at this show, because he is kind of the dark horse, pun intended. We've never seen him against most of the guys in this lineup because he's so new. But I don't know how you can look at updates like these and not think he's going to be a significant factor at this show. He's like the complete package. And when I talk about his weight and I talk about how big he looks, I think that's significant because we got to remember that when Horse turned pro, he initially wanted to be a classic physique pro. And that was initially what he was pursuing. So he was a lot smaller in the beginning of his pro career, and he had trouble making weight for classic physique, which is eventually why he ended up switching to men's open bodybuilding. But I think that's why I keep mentioning the weight and how big he looks, because you got to keep in the back of your mind that he did start out on the smaller side because he was initially preparing to be a classic pro, but he looks every bit the size that an open bodybuilder should be. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about how Horse is going to do here. Now, next up in the news, we've got the first full physique update now from Carlos Thomas Jr. Carlos was one of the new guys that we saw hit the scene last year. Didn't do as well as we thought he would do at some of those shows, but he did pretty good. He's one of the guys that I think has tremendous genetics for bodybuilding. Great structure, a ton of size, packed onto admittedly a shorter frame. But he's a guy that I've been the most excited to see his career trajectory take off, because he's so new, very talented, very genetically gifted, and like I said, he's got a ton of muscle. So this was actually posted by the Olympia page, their Instagram page, not by Carlos himself, but they said he's 50 days out in this update. And again, it's a full posing update. So 50 days out would put Carlos in line to compete at the Arnold Classic South America, or the Arnold Classic Brazil, whichever one you want to call it. Which would make sense because his sponsor is based in Brazil, and I know that he's been traveling back and forth between here and Brazil a lot for that sponsorship. And I actually don't know, he might be living or moving to Brazil with that sponsorship, but I don't think he has moved yet. But he's been posting a lot of stuff from Brazil. So this is interesting to me because that show is also going to be Good Vito's pro debut. And Good Vito is another young, new guy, genetically gifted, very talented. We don't know how he's going to do against current pro bodybuilders. And I think that's going to be a good rivalry to see at this show, is him and Carlos, these two young, new talents, going head-to-head. I think is going to be quite the battle in Brazil. So I've said it a million times, but now that the season is starting to kick off, you're starting to see these lineups at some of these shows really shape up to be pretty exciting. In just a month, 2 months' time, we're gonna have a lot on our plate to talk about. And overall, you know, I think the big thing looking at this update with Carlos, I think the issue that he had at some of the prior shows that he did was conditioning. He wasn't sharp enough, wasn't dry enough. He looks like he tends to hold a bit of water, especially in his lower body and especially from the back. And I think in this update at 50 days out, he looks good, but I'm still a little bit concerned about that conditioning. Because we've seen updates from Good Vito where, in my opinion, I think Vito looks a lot tighter than Carlos looks here. And I guess I'll let you guys judge that for yourself. I'll show you guys an update of Vito. This was about a week ago, 6 days ago, this side chest from Good Vito. So that would be 56 days out for Vito, and then the video 50 days out for Carlos Thomas Jr. You guys can let me know in the comments below who you guys think's in better condition and what you think of Carlos's current conditioning trajectory for this show. But now the Arnold Classic Brazil, the Arnold Classic South America, is one that I'm very excited to see. But another show that's on the horizon that we're starting to build a lineup for is the New York Pro in May, where Nick Walker is going to be looking for another New York Pro title, another New York Pro ring, and he's going to be competing against the defending champion, Tonio Burton. And we just got another update from Nick where he says in the caption, hunting season. So this is going to be interesting because in addition to all these other shows that we talked about recently that have bumped up the prize money, the New York Pro is also in that category. Their prize money is going to be $20,000 for first place at that show, plus the $5,000 New York Pro champion ring. So we talked about the upcoming Detroit Pro, which is going to be $25,000. We talked about the Dubai Pro, which now added open bodybuilding with $40,000. We talked about the announcement by Tyler Mannion that across the board, the prize money for 22 pro shows is going to be increased, I think a total of $220,000 to be spread amongst those shows. The New York Pro is another big one. That's big prize money there, $20,000 and a $5,000 ring. And Nick Walker, of course, looking on point. He's still, 12 weeks out now? But I'm telling you guys, these shows are going to get here a lot quicker than you think. It feels like just yesterday I was talking about 12 weeks out from the Arnold. Now here we are a week away. But as a bodybuilding fan myself, I'm really excited about this season, and I hope you guys are too. Now, next up in the news, another physique update from Rafael Brandao. Now, I know we talked a lot about Rafael in yesterday's video. We got another most muscular update today. In the captions, he says he's been on low carb for 5 days, so he's extremely flat. And what I kind of talked about in yesterday's video was I'm a little worried about Rafael's conditioning and the pursuit of extra size. He looks good in this most muscular, even though he says he's flat. He looks full and round and great in the most muscular shot, as he typically does. And that's another thing that I'm kind of concerned about. I've kind of noticed with Rafael, most of his updates are the same pose. I'd say we mostly see a most muscular from him, and that's because it's a strong pose for him. He looks very good in that pose. I don't think very many people could look at this picture and kind of find something to critique. I think he looks really good in the most muscular. But it does make me wonder why that's really the only shot that we're seeing over and over and over again. I know we talked about, we saw a back lat spread from him like a week ago. We saw like a quick clip of his legs. So you can't really say he's not showing anything else, because he is. But I always think about when a bodybuilder posts the same pose over and over and over again. It just makes me wonder in the back of my mind, is there a pose that they don't want to show, and that's why they're showing the same pose over and over and over again? Like when you see Samson post these videos, or Hadi post these videos, they pose, well, Samson definitely poses every single pose in the video. Like Nick Walker is another example, even though he's not doing the Arnold Classic. He hits like every pose every time he posts like a real physique update. I would like to see like a static side chest from Rafael. I'd like to see a back double bicep where he shows off the glutes and the hamstrings. And that's the other thing too, is in a lot of these physique updates, he only has his shirt off, and some of them he even has a tank top on. But I still have really high hopes for Rafael. I still feel that he's going to be top 3. I just kind of have this little asterisk next to his possible conditioning. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. All that stuff helps out tremendously. Check out MUSCLETECH, sponsoring this coverage. And as always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.